Hey guys, welcome back to Nerds and Nuance. I'm Ian, and we are back with more Superman and Lois. And last episode ended actually really sweet, so that was great. We haven't had that in a minute. Although before the ending, there was blanking. Mannheim showing, revealing the, what he's been working on to Matteo, and even showing him Bizarro. So that's the word over that's gonna go. There's whole stuff with John Henry, kind of like, they're saying he's kind of going down a bit of a more aggressive and darker path. While he is treating things a bit personal. God dang it. Understandably. But, we might have been able to do this quicker, get the whole, if we were, I don't know. I feel like it's a sticky situation. But yeah, then we had also the thing with the stuff with Lois going on and her feeling less than because of, while she is coming through cancer free, thus far it seems likely, the surgery to basically make sure that's not gonna that's even less of a risk of it coming back is will leave her scarred, and remove her breast to the point where they can't even reconstruct. And so I understand that being a very difficult and heavy point or subject for her. And yeah, it's again, she knows Superman Clark wasn't gonna look at her anything less, but it's just like it's how she feels. Like that's a big change. But yeah, they had that beautiful moment at the end, which I'm really hoping basically the happiness will last a bit longer, and we have 5 episodes left after this one, so I'm also apologize, I'm really tired. I got 30 minutes of sleep last night because I just could not go to sleep, so I apologize if energy's less than normal. So just a quick heads up.
I think we put Lex Luthor in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Uh-oh, are we dealing with Lex Luthor stuff now? And the problem with Jordan, we gotta work on that. Let the parentals know.
You gave me the strength. And you gave me the hope that I needed to see this day. And I love you all. Especially you. Screw cancer!
Screw cancer!
See? Okay, and now we have a happy-ish opening, so things are looking up. They'll keep looking up.
Okay.
Is the Gazette covering the visit?
Yeah, Chrissy is.
That gonna be weird? The mayor's ex-husband's new girlfriend just hanging around all day?
Well, it's not like their relationship's gonna come up. It'll be fine. Okay, good to go?
I may have something.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So,
Oh,
this.
and she's gonna push back on it.
All that ice that just appeared after the fire was mysteriously extinguished.
Even if this person was real, all they've done is help. Why go to all the trouble to expose them?
After everything that we've been through in Smallville, don't you think that we deserve the truth?
Yo, there's a senior kegger at the old fairgrounds. We should go.
I mean, we don't really have any friends who are seniors.
So we'll make friends. Besides, Sarah's going.
What? Sarah texted you?
Yeah, because A, we're friends, and B, you won't stop barfing out how much you're in love with her.
It's not half true.
Okay.
I know it's gonna be hard to see her like this, but she needs you. We both do.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Man, what are you making your son do? God dang it.
Man, he seemed pretty excited to hang. Just let me handle it, okay? I'll let him down easy.
Who wants to wrangle and tangle? Huh? Tonight, Wrestle Rumble 40 in Metropolis, no holds barred.
Did you buy a shirt?
Yeah, it's behind the bulldozer.
Oh no.
Guys, come on. We used to go all the time when we lived in Metropolis.
Good luck, John.
What's going on?
Well,
Okay, well, have them join.
Dad.
What? I just thought it'd be fun for us to all spend some time together.
Yeah, we'll do something else more fun real soon, I promise.
Governor Wexler, it's an honor.
Mayor Lang, thank you so much for having me. Hope you don't mind.
I'm going to
announcing the
assume.
press coming. Oh, I see you've got one of your own.
Well, you know Chrissy Beppo from the Smallville Gazette.
That. So it's a different timeline or not? There's no connection because that's Granny Goodness from Smallville.
But it wasn't my mattress.
Whose was it?
Vanessa's.
It's a long story. Did you ever tell them where it came from?
No, because I already spent the $60.
Well, what'd you spend it on?
It's not really important.
I listened to Luther's confession again, and I don't think it was him on that tape. I think it was you. He had a motive. So did you and Bruno. The way that Moxie and his men were murdered, your powers did that. I don't know what you're talking about. I helped put a man behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. And the world is better for it. Lex Luthor was a monster before he went to prison.
But you got other
Imagine what
stuff.
he's become since. Setting him free would be the biggest mistake of your life.
Oh boy, this makes me nervous. Hey, lights on now, lights on now.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think we're good. You're like this badass getaway driver.
That was insane.
No, that was. Oh no! Connor? Jordan, thank God. Jesus.
Did you see that? Some guy with powers just saved our lives.
Listen, you have my word that her mom and I will make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Thankfully, no one got hurt. People usually don't walk away from a wreck like this.
That's because somebody saved us.
Junior!
Did you see any of this, Sarah?
No.
Come on, Sarah. There's no way we could have just gotten out. Somebody saved us, and you know it.
Me, huh? What happened?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what he's talking about.
Hey, is everything okay?
Dad, I really screwed up. I think someone might have seen me out of Deacon's Road.
Whoa, slow down, slow down. What happened?
So Sarah and George Jr., they're almost in this car wreck, so I flew in to try to save them, but I think George might have seen me after.
Was anybody hurt?
No, and I had my hood and goggles on the whole time, so I don't even think he saw my face.
Okay, hey, you did the right thing. All right, whatever Junior thinks he saw, we can deal with later. Why do you smell like beer?
I had a sip.
And was this before or after you and John canceled our plans?
I mean, does it matter? I just saved 2 people's lives.
Yeah, and you also lied to my face. So you could go drink at some party.
I told you, it was nothing.
It's enough to get you and John grounded.
You can't be serious right now.
You keep giving me attitude, you're gonna make it worse.
Whatever.
Excuse me?
This isn't about me having a beer. This is because John and I didn't want to hang out with you.
Okay, Jordan, get up to your room.
Yeah, I would rather be there than watching some stupid wrestling match anyway.
Right now.
Oh, shit.
It's for you.
The 2 of you should be dead.
Dad.
And you still haven't been straight with me about what really happened out there either.
What do you mean?
Dad thinks that some superhero rescued us from the crash.
Who, Superman?
No.
Someone else.
Look, something happened out there, okay? I know it did.
I don't know what you want me to say, Kyle.
Okay, Lana, you know what? You handle this. All right, because I don't really want to be around either one of y'all right now.
I told the dad. He told me everything.
What do you mean? What do you mean, everything?
I know what he's been working on. It works. It works. That's why I'm here. Now, Dad said it wouldn't take long for it to kick in, and then after it, you come find this is the place where it all started.
Jonathan!
What the hell, Dad?
If you were drinking and driving, we were selling this truck.
I wasn't drinking.
But you were at a party.
Where I drank water. Look, if I was drinking, you'd be able to, like, super smell it or something.
Okay, well, your brother was drinking.
Okay. So, do you want me to apologize for him now? Look, after everything that happened last year, there's no way I would be drinking and driving. Look, we can't just sit around and wait for you to have free time. Especially since I haven't seen Candace in, like, a month. It's not how it works.
I'm glad you got to see Matteo. I know this isn't easy, but you promised you would be honest about Luther. That was before. Before what? Before I got better. You're gonna help me get out of here, Lois.
Kyle?
Oh no.
Hey, Kyle. What's going on?
Is John here?
Yeah, he's upstairs.
I need to talk to him.
You blow these doors, every alarm in the building will go off and Superman will be here in seconds. Don't do this. I really do wish things had been different. In another life, we would have been great friends. Peia, please. Sorry, Lois.
Freaky still. Okay, I thought I misread you for a second there.
Kyle, you need to leave.
No, I will leave when I get some answers. We'll talk about this later. We can talk about this now.
I have to go.
Just, please, tell me the truth. See,
No, it wasn't.
Here we go.
Go home, Kyle. I'll explain it all to you tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's one way to bring them in. So you're a bit late. I don't know why we didn't tell you in the first place, Kyle.
Superman,
Peia?
she's gone.
Mom? Mom?
I mean, I can't blame the kid, but god dang it. Is it ending there? Whoa. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I do feel bad that they didn't let Kyle in it for whatever reason. I mean, he's part. I mean, I know that they don't live together anymore, but I feel like he should have been let in on so that things like that wouldn't happen. That he wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, but that's kind of a cool. I was this whole time that he's known Clark and kind of seeing him as this, and then like he's seen. There's instances where he's seen him kind of like be more than he's shown in the past. Like specifically the part where he's dealing with Candace's dad, and at the end you're like, damn, Kent. It's like he shoved him, and then Clark didn't budge. The dude just bounced off basically. And then like this whole time, like there's only so much. I mean, there's no point in keeping him from Kynamore. So yeah, like and not only that, it's like he's slowing him down from getting to what's happening at the DOD. So yeah, he's just like, I'll tell you everything tomorrow. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he's in. So. Well, at least he knows it's not Jonathan. He didn't disobey him. It was just Jordan who came in and did, save the guy and went in without being, he wasn't told not to. So, and he's gonna know that Jordan saved his daughter and Junior. Now, I am pretty sure that the lady playing Governor Wexler is the lady who played Granny Goodness in Smallville. I'm pretty sure that that's not there's no correlation. It just threw me. I was like, for a second, I was like, oh no! And then I was like, oh wait, okay, I don't think that's supposed to be who that is. But I do not like her. Very old style, old school kind of attitude in certain aspects, and also very like upturned nose attitude. And unfortunately, she noticed. I mean, unfortunately, Chrissy wasn't very subtle, but she noticed Chrissy standing up first as soon as Kyle got up, and then she found out that was that's Lana's ex-husband, and it's just like, oh, great. And she made the comment before about the young whatever she said, like cheating on with a young. I don't know if she said hussy, but sounds like something she would have said. That's not what happened with them. Like they divorced first. Well, technically. He cheated on Lana with somebody else, though. I don't know if she was the same age or younger, as well. But it wasn't because he got bored. There was other issues. Not that that makes it good. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't the same reason as this lady. She's like, oh, he got bored. Like, no, he just made a really bad mistake due to other marital issues. And then they weren't quite divorced when Kyle and Chrissy slept together the first time. Oop. Yeah, they weren't quite divorced the first time that Chrissy and Kyle slept together. The papers showed up right afterwards. So, they were separated, though. It was a bit, iffy. But, yeah. Not too much of a fan of Granny Goodness. Governor Wexler. Yeah, I just basically just named her Granny Goodness and on the notes every time she came up. A couple times I would say Governor, but yeah. Man, Matteo. I mean, I can't blame the kid. I mean, if my mom or either of my parents were, had cancer and I had the means to instantly cure them, I can't say I wouldn't go for it. Whether they were like, I mean, the issue is like, they're going to use their abilities, no doubt, to get out, to break out and cause havoc in the process. And they involved their kid. Like, that's not... I know that was the only way that Mannheim could get the cure to her in the first place. I'm sure that they would have eventually given to her if he had told them. But I mean, that's not. He knows that she would be incarcerated afterwards, regardless. So the plan was, cure her and she'd break out and they could be together. Man, Why is it gotta be so complicated? Why can't we just like not like the people who are the villains? That would be great. That'd be nice. I would much appreciate that. I much prefer that sometimes. I mean, not really, but like, because it's a much more compelling story. But god dang it, I do like Peia, and I do feel bad for Mannheim. I do like Matteo and feel bad for Matteo as well. And he was the one innocent of this whole thing, and now he's abetting. I mean, all he did was cure her, technically speaking, but that did also allow her to break free. I feel like that's a kind of a loose thing. Like he could possibly get off of being, maybe I don't know. I don't know enough about it to say anything, but you could just say that his intention was just to cure his mother, not without knowing she would break free or break out. Being told, like he would tell, like saying that he was told that she had told him, Jesus, that she wouldn't attempt to break free, and he would believe that and stuff. That could be strung that way. I don't know. And then there's the thing with Jordan and Jonathan I didn't particularly, I wasn't happy with that, but like I understand, but it also felt like very teenagery. Unfortunately, Jonathan, I was kind of on board with for a minute, and then the way his attitude was kind of like, it's not like he would prefer to go flying around saving people over being with you guys. I mean, not that he doesn't want to do that also, but it's not something he would choose. He wants to do over hang with those that he loves. But if he doesn't, people are gonna die. And so it's just like. But also, there's the fact that like these, this is just how they feel. Whether even if they do know it, it's like Lois has brought it before. Like she knows that it's probably not that it doesn't make sense to be upset about it, but also or that she feels bad about being upset about it, but she also can't help feeling about it, and that's how she feels. So it's kind of the same thing. They're just a little more unapologetic about it. As again, they are teenage boys. So the other thing is that Lois was saying that it was a month for a grounding. A month was a bit too much. So since Jordan was the only one that was drinking, and I don't even think he could be affected by it. I feel like he did, like he stayed after saving them, and when he didn't have to, like he could just, grab them, swooped in, grabbed them, placed them down, and then just whoosh out of there. And instead, he stayed long enough so that, now I don't know if it was his intention, but for like Sarah to see it at the very least, but he stayed, planted on the ground long enough for Junior to notice and see him visibly fly away. So, and then Kyle, man, Lana, I understand though, because I mean, how does she come? It's like it's about Kyle. No, there's some issues going on. It's like no, that sounds weird. Maybe we were getting a little too familiar at this point. And also she was feeling kind of stressed about this lady, who probably didn't have a good impression at the end, even though the rest of the impression, I felt like Lana probably made a great impression, but this lady's like, oh, she's like one of those people who's like, oh, there's one blemish. There's, I think less of you. And seeing, that her daughter's in a police car and all that nonsense, all that stuff. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe Jordan was going to come in and grab the car and fly away. I wonder... But Jonathan was able to get away, though, so that's... So he only drank water because he drove. So which makes sense. I thought that Jordan would have just flown them there, but I guess he drove there. And I like that they kind of mentions, like, after what happened last year, kind of like to tie in, or basically, well, it could have just been like saying, Dad, I'm not going to be drinking and driving after what happened. I'm after that whole kibosh, I'm not going to put myself in that situation again. But also, it might have been like, hey, that thing that happened with the other Jonathan, that was me, actually. There was no other Jonathan. That could have been something like that. But, I mean, obviously, it does, like, it makes sense. He's like, I'm not gonna do it because of, well, partially because I won't do it. Also, this makes it even worse. I'm not gonna do it after all that happened. After you you've forgiven me of that stuff and everything, and all the trouble it caused. So, yeah. Ugh, God, my head hurts so much, or my eyes hurt. Ugh, get that headache where like it's just a pressure in my eye, and it's just this one. I think it's not like bad. It's just there constantly. Definitely saw the issues going on with Jordan Singh Jr. and all that stuff, and I understand. Like again, teenage. Look, he said a terrible thing. I mean, you can't just like sometimes I regret falling in love with you. Like, well, first off, kid, y'all aren't together that long. Well, I guess they kind of were for like over a year. Anyway, but again, that's just kind of like this. Sometimes, depending on the person, like the personality, they're gonna be like really kind of down about that for a while, and they're gonna react a certain way when they're seeing them interact with some other dude, or some other person, vice versa, or whatever. So it was a realistic reaction. Just it sucks seeing it because I mean, they're both. It was definitely a scenario that I saw coming up, but not necessarily in like the TV CW drama. It was just kind of like that's how it goes, especially in high school. I don't think that they're gonna go with like, oh, he saved me, therefore I'm feeling for him again. Although I don't know if her feelings are gone from it. It's like there was some weird thing she wanted to take some space, take some time, have some space and such, which was weird because I thought at the end of the season that they were kind of, working, getting back together. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to figure out what she wants. But anyway, also there was I was really hoping Peia would cooperate. I mean, I understand her not wanting to because Lex, terrible guy. But yeah, putting him away for something he didn't do, unfortunately. Because, I mean, that's not good. Especially if it were to come to light. Doubly not good. Well, not good for those involved that put him away because, like, they're going to get, repercussions probably. And it's weighing on Lois because while, again, Lex is the worst. Or one of the worst anyway. He's not a good guy. Peia was also saying that I can list plenty. I wonder maybe he probably doesn't have like the evidence of the other crimes he's committed, but like, man, that sucks. If only maybe she could like commit. Well, I guess once they've, because if they've admit that she can duplicate a voice, and can't really do that makes it much more difficult unless they can analyze the voice and like hear the difference of like hearing the sound alteration that her voice does versus actually Lex Luthor talking. So I don't seeing as she escaped before they could get that confession though of like because she was pretty sure she was going to, but then she got cured and she wants to be with the family obviously. Especially when, like, thinking, like, being positive that you're not going to be with your family anymore. Like, you're about to die. So, I understand her, after that, wanting to be with her family and not separated by anything. So, I don't know if we're going to be getting Lex this season or if they're hinting at getting him, like, maybe having a blanking cliffhanger with Lex or something, and if they were to get another season, they were gonna use him then. I don't know. I think it was kind of sad, or not sad necessarily, but like I felt bad for Jordan. Like he was kind of panicking. He's like kind of felt like he was in trouble almost, or like felt like he messed up. About like I think I was seeing. I thought I was trying to get there fast, but I think he saw me. Blah 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 blah. He's like going, 100 miles an hour, her words an hour, whatever. And Clark's like, it's okay, you did the right thing. And then the alcohol thing, he's like, well, yeah, but it's not really matters. Get what he was saying, and then led to him kind of blowing up. So I was like, felt bad for them. And then there's like the typical like the flip flop of it, just like that's kind of how like once they feel like they're being attacked and they feel like it's unfair, they're just gonna flip a switch so quick. And then he said that kind of hurtful thing, both him and Jonathan. I feel like Jordan almost was a little more I don't know. I feel like Jonathan might have been more. Jonathan's might have been more biting, because he almost said it's like so matter of factly. I don't know why that sounded weird. Matter of factly, basically, we can't be waiting around, especially when I haven't seen Candace for a month. It doesn't work that way. Just kind of the way he was, what he said and how he said it, like just. I don't know. Like, definitely it looked like that affected Clark a little bit. I mean, the other one did as well, because, I was, oh, man. Keep giving me attitude, and it'll make it worse. Like, whatever. Like, dude, híjole, brother. Come on. I mean, I know you're... Oh, man. I don't miss those years. So I know I know that somebody had mentioned, while watching the show, that they've thought that maybe Kyle would assume, would start to think that Jonathan's the one that has powers, because he had been there, and he's part of things have been happening since the family had gotten there, so he kind of, but I think it was interesting that he didn't while I thought maybe he was like whenever he says, I think you know what I'm talking about, I thought he was gonna say Superman, and jump to that conclusion, because this guy's got powers, so he's got to get from somewhere. I don't know, I thought maybe that was gonna be the thing, but not the case. And whenever Clark really no, it's not, and shoves him he barely did anything. For a second I was like, oh god, I think he just is showing him now. And then for a second I was like, or maybe he just thinks he shoved him, and he's just that's the first, he's fighting, he's getting to the point of shoving Kyle, which maybe that there's a fight gonna start if you don't go, kind of a thing. But then the way Kyle kind of was shocked. Then I was like, okay, no, he was surprised by not just the fact that Clark pushed him, but with how little effort and how powerful it was. And then, of course, the takeoff. I'll explain everything tomorrow. Boom! I was like, okay. I was as things were escalating, I was like, okay. Again, before the shoving thing, I was like, he's gonna just have to show him. He's just gonna have to go, because people are in danger, and he's already too close. He's already come to the conclusion that he's really close, but just barely missed the target. Understandably, and it could have been, Jonathan could have been the one that had powers, but he didn't. He could have been the one that actually was born with it instead of Jordan. But anyway, excuse me. I was like, there's no other. Again, there was no good reason necessarily to keep Kyle out of the loop, and it was becoming more inconvenient at that point. So yeah, he's like, well, okay, I'll explain everything tomorrow. Even though he's like, nah, it's pretty obvious. I'm Superman, by the way, and I have to wait till next week, I think, unless it's not. Is it? No, I don't think it's on break till next week. So, and that one, oh god, oh, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so Peia, Matteo, and Mannheim are together. We didn't see John Henry or Natalie, and now they know that even Lois is you involved your son. He's like, well, that doesn't matter. But I really hate that. Part of me was hoping that she was like, you can't do this. You can't get involved. But when he did, he already did it without her knowing. So, but it wasn't just again, it wasn't her decision. She didn't know about it, which I was wondering if that was the case. If she was in on the whole situation and was okay with involving their son. But now that it's already happened, it's it doesn't matter now. Or that doesn't matter. We'll protect him. She's pretty powerful, especially now that she doesn't have to worry about cancer. But yeah, they're together, and once Natalie finds out and John finds out, and it's just, oh man, it's just put a lot of made it so much more complex, and again, Matteo's gonna have to deal with some consequences with all this, and he was innocent. Man, this poor kid, he didn't want his mom to die, you know? It's like, there's no possible way to blame him, really, or there is, I guess, but, you know, it's just like, you understand why he did it. And then Kyle, he's freaking being basically, you know, gaslit this by Chrissy, Sarah, Lana, for a moment, and then Clark for a second, and then just like after all this, he's like almost thinking like he was going nuts, or feeling like he's going nuts, and feeling like everybody's against him, kind of a thing. And man, I felt so bad for him. And then at least he has now the revelation, like he knows the truth. And so we're gonna get to that next week. So looking forward to that. But that is it for this week's episode of Superman and Lois, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I definitely did. Just wish Matteo hadn't. I don't know if I wish it. I wanted to have his mom, so I don't know. It's a mixed bag. But yeah, if you want to stick around for next week, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I'm pretty sure it's next week. So you'll be alerted whenever that goes up. Hopefully